Hello and welcome to this tutorial where we will learn how to use the Scipion and Flexibility Hub to perform a flexibility workflow to analyze the Empire 10028 dataset. For this tutorial, we will be using the Flexibility Hub. This first video will be an introduction to this new framework inside the Scipion, and then we will be covering different steps in the workflow, which is presented here. So at the end, we will be seeing most of the different steps that we have followed in order to define this flexibility workflow. The Flexibility Hub is a new section in Scipion which allows you to perform flexibility analysis based on different softwares, like for example TestMe3D, CryoDragon, Continuous Flex, Prodi, and so on, which also includes several tools for analyzing real-time conformational landscapes, extracting conformations, and doing other kind of analysis. The main plugin in order to start using the Flexibility Hub is a CryoEM FlexUtils. Once you have this plugin installed, you will get in the view of a Scipion a new tab called Flexibility Hub, which includes all the different protocols that have been implemented in this framework. You will not have all of them. For example, this CryoDragon tab, you will not have them if you install only FlexUtils. And the reason is that there are other plugins that are also working on this Flexibility Hub, like for example the Scipion CryoDragon plugin, which provides all the tools needed to run the CryoDragon workflow inside the Scipion. There are different types of data that we can use in order to start a Flexibility Hub workflow. The most common one is using a set of particles, which here is represented by these import particles, but also you could start working with structural models, volumes, etc., depending on the kind of data you have. Most commonly, we will start always working with particles, because the amount of data particles have allow us to estimate much better and much richer conformational landscapes. We should remember that most of these flexibility protocols will assume that you already have CTF and angular information estimated for your particles, which means that all these workflows in a real case scenario will not be done after, for example, a particle picking, but it's most common to do then after a 3D refinement, angular consensus, and all these kind of steps which appear much later in a workflow. As I said, this is just a brief introduction to the Flexibility Hub. This has more or less covered the different things we're going to be using and the things you need to study in order to follow the workflow. And in the next videos, we will start seeing more in details all the different steps and how we can reproduce this workflow. Thank you so much for listening.